Hello everyone, I am the Aries. Yes, it's been a while since I've been on. Actually did have a video made a month or so ago and I was going to put it out, but I never got around to it. I plan on putting it out this time. I'll probably call it the lost episode or something. Well, today I'm just going to talk about things. And of course I always fuck around with these cards, but I'm more so here to talk tonight. Wow, where to begin? It has been. Oh well, I guess I'll start with the stupid election. As you all know, Donald Trump won the election. Now, you'll also know if you watched the last couple of videos I did put out, I said that America was going to lose the divine shield. And you could expect bad shit to happen. I mean, no point in sugarcoating it. I said all kinds of bad shit was going to happen. America will not be allowed to prosper, I said. At least I hope I said that, or words to that effect. Now, fast forward to today, March 20-something other, 2025, not quite April. And we see, we see in America you probably don't recognize if you grow up. Well, if you've grown up in America, you probably don't recognize this country anymore. We're antagonizing our friends. We're threatening to take over. We're coming up with insane trade policy. And when I say we, I mean one jackass, Donald Trump, and the fools who support him. Now, some of you may be thinking, why are you calling them fools? That's not very spiritual. It's not some people's spirituality. You know, I've never really cared about sounding like everyone else. I didn't read a book. I didn't read Godard or whoever. I had an awakening speech, which you can hear about on the channel. I actually talked about it. Well, I talked about it a few times. It's one of my favorite stories. I did have to redo it. Well, I didn't have to redo it. I did it again because I couldn't find where I originally talked about it. That's probably one of my earlier videos. Anyway, my beliefs, my faith come from that, not based on any human's words. And so I really don't care how it sounds to other people. I'm not here to be nice and kind. I'm here to be fair and just. I'm here on behalf of the divine. And no, not to those people who want to say, I am God, I am God. Well, look, everyone's a part of God because God, however you want to sit there and define it, God, Goddess, Source, is everything. So, of course, you're going to be a part of God. But I think some people want to think that they're in the consciousness of God, and they're not. How do I know this? Because if you were, you'd be doing something, you'd be speaking out on important topics that affect the world. You wouldn't be asking, like on Reddit, is this a sign? Is that a sign? Oh, where was I? Yeah, so I said that America cannot expect to prosper when the devil's in charge. Now, I'm not saying Trump is the Bible devil, and I'm not saying he's the Antichrist, but he certainly has the Antichrist spirit in him. And it's not just one person who has a spirit in him, it's a few people. I suppose everyone could embody the energy. I mean, be a bad person, do bad things. But Trump, he's got power and authority. He's abusing it, of course. He's not a good person. He's angry. He's hateful. He's in his ego. Now, there's nothing wrong with ego. I mean, as the professor once said, someone dispossessed of self. No, someone who's dispossessed of ego. Wait, how do you say it? Someone who has no ego is dispossessed of self. That's paraphrasing, of course. And the professor was, well, I don't think he's a real professor. That's just what I called him. Dennis Eagleson. He's on YouTube. Check him out. He's a little bit out there, but once you get past that, it makes a lot of sense and tells a lot of truth. But to the point, there's nothing wrong with ego except when you're stuck in it. And you can never admit that you're wrong. You think you're perfect. And you put everyone down because you don't want to be challenged. A person stuck in their ego will never be a good leader. It's impossible to. Because to be a good leader, you have to care about other people. And it's clear that Trump does not care about other people. Oh, he will lie and say that he might. But then again, sometimes he'll tell the truth and say, I don't need your vote. I don't like you. I just want your vote. And you think, how does someone like this get elected in America? If you look at the kind of people who voted for Trump, the reasons why they voted for Trump: money, hatred of immigrants, hatred of gay people, hatred of trans people, they are just scapegoating for any and everything, as if the divine is going to let that shit fly. As if the divine is going to say, you know what, we don't care about trans people, we don't care about gay people. No, sorry, the divine does care about these people. It always will. It always has, and it always will. And I'm sorry if some people in their so-called religions don't like that fact. But then again, the divine doesn't really like how some of these religions are spitting, particularly on the message of Jesus. I look at these Christians, so-called Christians, like, I should probably do quotation marks, so-called Christians, and how they are nothing like Jesus. Nothing at all. You think Jesus is going to sit there, deport millions of people, put them in concentration camps in other countries, prisons in other countries? El Salvador? Get real. And I think about it. These people crying about illegals coming over here, taking over. Take a look in your past, because your ancestors came over here, took over, killed people, killed 90% of Native American population. Trail of Tears. If you do not understand it, if you don't know about it, please read into it. And these people, they were okay voting for Trump because they thought he's going to do something to other people. Never realizing that to a billionaire narcissist stuck in his ego, that they're the other people as well. And so these people voted for him, not because of what he could do for all, but for what he was going to do to some. then he gets in power, and what does he do? Threatens to take over Canada for some reason. I mean, aside from the spirituality part, what sense does it make to threaten your allies and friends? I mean, Canada's right across the border. I mean, you think about Canada, America, there's really no, I mean, up until now, I would have said that most people would thought that there was no difference. No real differences to point that there's animosity or whatever. Oh, I totally flubbed that. Well, you know what I mean. But he's threatened Canada. He's threatened to make them the 51st state. For what? They are a sovereign nation. I mean, I guess he didn't get the memo that imperialism has a price. Well, you're about to pay it now, America. Sad to say, but it is what it is. And understand this. It is America's fault. It is the American people's fault because they let this shit ride. They put him in office. Those people who voted for him and those people who couldn't take the time to be bothered to vote. And I want to sit there and speak about that real quick because I'm on Reddit. And one of the things I was talking about one time in the post, the least we could do is vote. Because when we vote, we exercise our power. Some of the only true power that we have. But you had some spiritual people, oh, I'm not bothered, I'm going to be above it, I'm not going to bother. Those people, those so-called spiritual people who couldn't take the time to vote, who sat there and will never vote, you're to blame as well. Everything that's happening, you're to blame as well. Don't get it twisted. You're to blame as well because you sat there and talked this bullshit. There are people who died for the right to vote. And you people would sit there and throw it away. Oh, it doesn't matter. Oh, it's all rigged. And I don't know. But then again, I kind of think that's QAnon influence. Take their power away. Muddy it up with a bunch of conspiracy theories. Now, some of my old videos, I did talk about QAnon. My title's on the best, so yeah, you'll have to look through everything, I suppose. And then, with Trump, bad enough he was doing what he was doing, but then he brought in Elon Musk. And I do not understand, for the life of me, what people thought was going to happen because of this. You have the world's richest man meddling in government affairs. He's not even an American. From grew up under apartheid in South Africa. And you don't think that's going to have an impact? You don't think that's influencing him? Fucking real. So he goes into the government, getting rid of Social Security or with his whole Doge group or whatever, Department of Governmental, I don't know, whatever. And he's causing harm. He's buying influence. He had a couple cards to pull out. Two of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, and High Priestess. So he gets into power. He gets into office. Well, the shadow government, whatever, said maybe even the shadow president. That's his influence. So he's dismantling America from the inside as well as Trump. Oh, speaking of which, Elon Musk, if you were on Twitter, Frostpointer Tarot was my channel. It still may be up there. I'm not sure. It's been a while. I've gotten off Twitter now since Elon just went full Nazi. But I made tweet after tweet talking about Tesla shareholders. Watch out for Elon Musk. You're going to go down with the ship. Elon Musk, you're transgressing against the divine. Cut it out. On record, uh, please check it out if you can, if you will, if it's still up. And if you recall, it's been some years ago now. It's on the channel. I talked about it. I talked about a dream I had where corporations were going to do something. It was, and well, wow. Talked about being in Washington D.C. I was fighting somebody or whatever. Light workers, they're on the side just watching, and in the background, corporations. We're coming up with a new plan. Words to that effect. I can't quite remember. It's on the channel somewhere. Look at what's happening today. Look at these corporations. Look at how it's just so obvious. So obvious. They're grifting the system. They probably always have, but it's especially obvious these days. Something has to be done. Well, something actually is going to be done. Something is being done as we speak. We could have done it the easy way. But when you invite the divine in to clear house, it's going to be the hard way. It's needed, of course. America has sins in its past that's never righted. Slavery never ended. It just turned into a different form. Look at the prison system. The private prison system. Look at the fact that how the CIA went into in the 80s, went into black neighborhoods, gave them drugs so they can fuel whatever they were doing wherever else. There's a price to be paid for that. And those people who had no problem with that are the same type of people who voted for Trump. I'm reminded of the words of Jeremiah Wright. Chickens come home to roost. We had the Wheel of Fortune. We had the High Priestess pop out. Just like people, nations have karma as well. And America is going to pay its karma because there's going to be justice. For all those people who've been marginalized, ostracized, outcast by those in power. Those in power who didn't care about all, but only care about some. Only care about them. I can only say, wake up, America. Wake up, American people. Wake up, the rest of the world. Open eyes and unshackled minds. Because you're under a spell with Trump. Which I also think is kind of literal, too, because I've mentioned this on, I guess it's Remembrance Day. On my channel, I talk about how I thought Trump was doing magic. Just when he writes in all caps, what you do, and I do magic as well, and I use caps too. If you look at my name, the Aries, that's all in caps. What am I doing when I do that? I'm drawing the eye. I'm putting power into my words, and I think that's what Trump is doing. I saw a video about him saying which words need to be capitalized, and that makes me think that, yeah, that's what he's doing, and he might actually be conscious of the effort of what he's doing. That's not take. Oh, well, we had the Five of Pentacles. We had the Seven of Pentacles. And yet again, we have the High Priestess. Clearly, there's some knowing. The divine knows all, of course. Wheel of Fortune here in the Five of Pentacles. We're definitely going towards feeling left out in the cold. America's feeling left out in the cold because it's friendless and it's going to be alone, and deservedly so. With the way this world, well, with the way we're doing things in this world, it makes no sense. He's deliberately destroying America. Is it because of his ego? Or is he the Manchurian candidate? Or the Russian candidate, I should say. Because there was some sort of collusion between Trump and Russia. And we may not know it in now, but in future, it's all going to be exposed. How about that three different decks, 3 high priestesses? Yeah, I like when things like that happen. You know, it gives more weight to words. It gives more weight to knowing. I should get my Oracle deck out, but I do not feel like that right now. Actually, I don't feel like making a long video either. My phone's crap, garbage, and it takes forever to upload a video. So in conclusion, do better, be better, treat people better. There are consequences for our actions. We are facing karma. We are facing our justice. And there will be justice. You cannot. Some things have to be torn apart before we can rebuild for the future. New Earth isn't going to be built on rubble. Some things have to be cleared away. It could have been the easy way, but for some odd reason, humans wanted to do the hard way. And here we are. Be better, do better, stop hating people. Justice is coming. America, right your wrongs from the past. And, well, that's all I have to say. I'll try to find that video. I'll probably call it the lost video. No, the lost but found video. Even though it really wasn't lost, it was just not uploaded. But yeah, I'll try to do that. And till next time, and I'll try to be more frequent with the videos, because I'm not doing the videos. Well, I'm not doing the videos like that, but I am still in this world putting my magic, my gifts at work. Behind the scenes or right in your face. It depends on who you are, what you've seen. So till next time, everyone, I am the Aries.